So hello my friends, Devon Lennox here, PhotographyPX. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to do dodge and burning in Photoshop using curves. Alright, so here we are in Photoshop. This is the photo loaded up. I am going to be using my Wacom tablet today. I'm using the Medium Intuos Pro, and I have the accompanying pencil as well, the stylus. So let's head over into Photoshop. This is going to be the image I'm going to show you guys. Let me go back into full screen and just do a tab. All right, so I do have some shortcuts loaded up on the Wacom tablet. I'm just going to be basically adjusting the brush size. I don't think I'm going to be using anything else, and I do have a shortcut for the hand tool as well, so I can move around the frame. So I'm going to show you guys, this is the before and this is the after. I'm just going to show you guys this technique really quick. This is not necessarily the way that I would do dodge and burning as far as like on this particular image. I would spend more time, but I just wanted to just get a quick kind of reference so you can kind of see what this technique looks like, so you understand what we're going to be kind of doing. So we're going to be doing this with curves. Essentially what dodge and burn does, it accentuates highlights and shadows. It's a way to basically do selective contrast in areas that you want people to focus on, or you want people to have more attention, bring their eyes towards. Not only that, it just accentuates a person's jaw structure, their bone structure, their definition. It helps accentuate makeup and eyes and things of that nature. So basically that's what dodge and burning is used for, is to really re-contour someone's face and then also position the viewer's eye. So that's the before and after. Okay, so we're going to just set this up right now. So first things first, we're going to go down here to our adjustment layer and we're going to grab a curves adjustment layer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the midpoint and we're going to bring it up about 1/3 of the way. If you guys have seen the tutorial on me fixing bad or poopy lighting, this is a similar technique, but the intention behind doing these two techniques are different. What we're going to do is delete the layer mask by right-clicking. We're going to hold down Option or Alt on our keyboard and then add layer mask so that it's black. The next thing that we're going to do is that we're actually going to put this to this layer here. We're going to put that to Luminosity. Just like that previous tutorial, you want to make sure when you're using curves, if you don't have the blend mode set up properly, it actually changes the exposure of the photo as well as changing the color and the contrast. So with that, I just wanted to focus on pulling highlights and shadows. I don't want it to change the color or the contrast in that way. I just wanted to, as a tool, to basically increase or decrease the brightness of a certain area that I'm brushing over. So with that, I'm going to make sure it's set to luminosity. Next thing we're going to do is right click on that layer and we're going to duplicate that layer and hit OK. And we're going to go into that top layer that we just created and we're going to do the opposite and we're going to put it down over here 1/3 of the way as well. Next thing is going to be setting up our brush. So we're going to press B to go to our brush tool. By default, it's going to be set to this brush right here, 80 pixels, and it's going to be 100% hardness. We're going to go to the one that's leftmost over, which basically sets your hardness of your brush to 0% with the same size as that previous brush. Again, with this technique, when you're doing the brush strokes, you want to make sure that it's smooth and you don't want it to be hard, so that every time you press, there's a defined edge around the areas that you're applying the adjustment. So with that, I'm going to make sure the hardness is set to 0, and I'm going to just choose that brush because it defaults to doing that. Okay, I'm going to increase my brush size, and the bottom layer is highlights. The top layer right here is shadows. So we're going to start focusing on the highlights, and now we're going to do some contouring. The only thing that I'm changing up here is I'm decreasing my opacity from 100% to 50, so that it gives me a little bit more leeway with applying this effect. But you could just leave it at 100% and then decrease the opacity of the blend mode right over here. They both work the same way. But for me, I'd rather just do the brush. That's personal preference. And then we're just going to kind of brush. Make sure our color is set to white as opposed to black, and we're going to just start brushing. Okay, and we're going to just even that out and make the brush a little bit smaller. Hit the nose, get some nose action. Okay, even that out. We're going to hit those cheekbones. Okay, we're going to hit those cheeks and come down a little bit. Okay, and we're going to hit the other cheek over here and bring those down. And then we're going to zoom in and we're going to hit the this little area right here, accentuate right here and right here. I'm also going to accentuate the lips, bring those lips out. Same thing with the teeth, bring those teeth out as well. I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, use my hand tool and I'm going to just do the chin right here. There's a nice smooth gradient going down. And then now, icing on the cake, we're going to just hit some of these areas that on the flowers that we want to bring out. Same thing with some of the areas around the eyes, around the makeup, the eyes themselves, and just around the hair. And let's do some in the hair. Bring out some of those highlights in the hair as well. Okay, so let me show you guys before and after. Here we go. So that's just the highlights. And again, this is basically selectively adding contrast. That's essentially what we're doing in dodge and burning. Now we're gonna go up to that topmost curved layer, which is our darken, our shadows. Make sure that all of our settings are the same, which they should be. And we're gonna hit the eyebrows, darken up the eyebrows, adjust our brush size as needed. Darken up those eyebrows. We're gonna do around the eyes to add a little bit more contrast and pop to the eyes, including the pupils as well. All right, add some there. We're going to do the corners of the lip right here and underneath the lip itself. We're going to do some of these darker areas in the hair. Make the hair pop over here, the shadows right here. We'll do a little bit of shadows around the flowers as well. Really anything we want to pop, it could be anything. You guys can play around with this. But once you do dodge and burning for enough times, then you'll kind of get it. An idea where to go. I'm going to just accentuate the nose bone right here by just kind of doing that. And then I'm also going to just do the opposite right here around those two corners. And then I'm going to make this really big and I'm going to just do underneath the chin, and then right around here on that side as well. Okay, so now we can see the difference there. Now, you know, with this, this is not 100% the way that I would do dodge and burning on this image, but this is just general contouring, which is like makeup stuff. Definitely go on Pinterest and check out. I will do a video on this particularly, but in the meantime, until I do that, go on Pinterest and just look at makeup references to know where to apply highlighter or contour. Basically, makeup artists use that to bring out people's jaw structure. But that right there is basically it. But you can see the difference, right? I accentuated all that jaw structure. In fact, this actually looks much better than the first time I did this, which is great. But I accentuated all that jaw structure just using curves. And that, again, that's the purpose of doing dodge and burn, is really to basically bring out someone's jaw structure, to contour the face, contour the person's physique, wherever that may be, collarbones, things of that nature, their neck, whatever, their shoulders. And then also it's to fix and accentuate highlights and shadows to basically create more contrast and pop in the image without actually adding contrast or a sharpening kind of filter or something like that. It's just doing it selectively just through the paintbrush. So that right there is basically where we got. So I hope that video added some value to you guys. I hope that kind of demystified how to do dodge and burn. There's a multitude of different ways to do this. This is just one way to do it. I'm going to do another video right now just showcasing another technique, but there's a couple other techniques on how to do this. But this is just the one way that I found that's the most effective, and it's super easy, and you just use one tool. It's just super fast. It's 5 minutes, not even. So I hope this video added some value to you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, or maybe I missed something, or you think maybe there's be a certain change I should make to basically make this technique work a little bit better. And then like the video as well. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We love your support and we love your feedback as well. And until the next time in the next video, my friends, peace out and